Live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so very much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I just realized I don't have my mic plugged in. There we go. That should be good. There we go. Let's do this again. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Got to plug my mic in. What do you say? Lakers struggle against these teams. It's just what it is. It's the reality, right? Like, Lakers just have not been good against young, athletic, physical, versatile teams. And, it's a trend at this point, right? Lakers just continue time and time again to just struggle. And, it's becoming a problem at this point. It's a real issue at this point, right? And what do you say? Right? Like, Lakers just didn't handle business. It's that simple. See, StreamYard doesn't even want to work. Look, Lakers are so bad, StreamYard doesn't even want to work for me. It's like froze up. There we go. All right, we're back. Man, I don't know what the hell is going on. There we go. All right, we're back. I got hacked. I didn't get hacked. I don't know. StreamYard froze up. Just started freaking out on me. Anyway, we're back in business. But like I was saying, at this point, we have several examples now of the Lakers struggling against athleticism, against youth, against speed. Look, I've said it several times. There is a formula to beat the Lakers. You get out in transition, you push the pace, you shoot a bunch of threes, you win the 50-50 balls, and more often than not, you're going to blow out the Lakers. And, Lakers they're not a good transition team. They don't have the speed and athleticism and everything like that. I mean, Marcus Smart, you tip your cap to Marcus Smart. I mean, he showed up. He did everything you can. And he's somebody he's so valuable to this Lakers team. Like, genuinely. He is so important to this Lakers team. Just the defense, the winning plays. He just needs to get healthy and right? Like, it's, I want him to start. And I mean, look, he plays this way. I'm not saying he's going to average 24 or whatever, but if he continues to play this way, he's got to be your starter, right? Like, but, it's just, again, we have clear needs. We knew what it was in the offseason. We knew what it was during preseason. We knew what it was so far during the regular season. December 15th can't come any sooner, right? Like, again, this is just, we just keep seeing the same formula over and over again on how to beat the Lakers. Lakers just lack the athleticism. They lack the foot speed. I thought the Lakers would win this game. But I even talked about, right? Like, Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, and Stephon Castle, if they can apply the pressure, if they can, put the Lakers at disadvantages and, get downhill and get to the basket and apply that pressure, Lakers are going to be in trouble. And they did. Dylan Harper just continues to torch teams. I mean, he looks like a seasoned vet out there. That guy's ridiculous. But, Stephon Castle had 30, 10, and 6, near triple-double. Right, De'Aaron Fox, 24, 3, and 2. Right, like, again, it's disappointing. I really wanted to play OKC, like, badly. I wanted to get the reps. I wanted to see what it looked like. But judging by this game, Lakers aren't ready. Like, OKC probably would have beaten them even worse. This is what we're getting. Also, here's another thing, right? We also have another trend now with Austin Reaves. And look, Austin Reaves has been amazing this season. Don't get me wrong. Even last game, I defended him a little bit. it's not even the lack of scoring, right? If he just had a bad shooting night, played a lot of minutes, just kind of worn down type thing, sure. But they bullied him. Again, it's another young, athletic, versatile team that made Austin Reaves uncomfortable, applied pressure, got into his jersey, was physical with him, right? Targeted him on the defensive side of things and trust you can't stay in front of me. And it worked, right? Like, and this is the concern. This is the concern that I have. This is a concern that many people have, right? Like, it's kind of hard to knock off Reaves because of how well he's been playing this year. But the reality is like, dude, we have a trend now. I mean, we have like, again, you have like 4 or 5 games this season and Minnesota last season where Austin Reaves, if you apply pressure and teams let you get a little physical with him and whatnot, he's going to struggle. Right? If you can't get to the foul line, he's going to struggle. Wasn't able to get to the foul line. Wasn't getting the whistle. He struggled. Like that's the concern with him. Like, don't get me wrong, he made some plays, he grabbed some boards, right? Like, he didn't turn the ball over a ton, but like, again, he wasn't what we needed him to be in a game that was a playoff level game, right? Like, obviously this isn't the actual playoffs, but you look at this game and it's like, is this what you're going to get from him come playoff time? Not just that, but LeBron James has had to be more aggressive, has had to be more, has had to basically be the number 2 guy out there next to Luka. You're seeing Austin Reaves end up having to play more off ball, more catch and shoot, more things like that. That's the concern, right? Like, again, if this, like, these are the things that the Lakers are going to have to weigh, right? Because, again, you either have to pay him $40 million or you have to trade him. And, again, like, Austin Reaves, don't get me wrong, again, fantastic. But this is now another game, another example of, hey, you just get physical with him, you pressure him, you bump him off his spots. He's gonna struggle, and that's what happened. So that again is concerning. Look, we all know Lakers need to make trades, right? People ask, why do you talk about trades so much? Because we need them. Why do I make so many videos about the Lakers making trades? Because the Lakers need them, and they need them badly, right? Like, again, you got 5, 6 guys that you can really trust, right? LeBron, Ayton, Luka, Marcus Smart, right? Austin Reaves, I would put there to an extent. Right? Obviously, games like this are concerning, but Gabe, Jake LaRavia, defensively, but he's young. He's not supposed to. He's supposed to be your 8th, 9th guy, not your 6th, 7th guy, right? Like, he's the guy that, like, when he's on and killing it, like, you're winning all those games. But when he's not, it's like, hey, it's okay, right? So, but again, this is just another example and another concern, right? Like, Austin Reaves, they targeted him. The guards just kept going after. Where's Reaves? Oh, there he is, and just target him. What do you think is going to happen come playoff time? Right? He gets the basketball. He's trying to make plays. They bullied him. Right? Like, San Antonio beat the Lakers at their own game, literally. Got to the free throw line, applied rim pressure, dominated on the inside, which opened up the outside, which opened up the threes because the Lakers had to worry about protecting the paint so much and packing it and all that stuff. And that's what happened. Right? You got smacked. And, LeBron James had nearly a triple-double, right? 19 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. Luka Doncic dropped 35, 5 and 8. Right? Like, you had that moment where I thought the Lakers were going to, like, kind of come back. LeBron had that monster yam, which I was just like, oh, my God. This dude's 40, right? Yeah, that monster yam on everybody. And then went down, got the block. And then Marcus Smart made a great defensive play, and we got it on transition. I think it was Austin Reaves ended up getting blocked by Luke Cornett. And again, it shifted momentum. Then all of a sudden they go on a 4-0 run, right? Rather than you getting that 2, and then maybe they call timeout or something, you change the momentum. It's these kind of things, right? Like, this is just not a good spot for the Lakers to be in. And it just keeps, again, it's a trend. It just keeps happening. So I don't know. Hopefully the Lakers can figure it out. Hopefully the Lakers can get this right. Hopefully you can get a couple trades and work on some things. But anyways, always, this is a discussion. So let's get into the chat here. Let's get in all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions, all that stuff. Real quick, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. And let's get into it. Cypher, coming out to $5 super chat. We desperately need athletic defenders, yet Vando and Adu were warming the bench. And I'll say it, Austin is useless out there. I mean, Austin, there's definitely concerns. Like games like this, I worry about getting teams come playoff time, applying pressure to Austin, getting into his jersey, being physical with him not getting the whistle. Again, this is a great example, once again, of the concerns that we all have. Austin, this game absolutely was useless. I mean, again, he's been really good this season, but I mean, I said it even in the offseason. Austin Reaves could average 50 points, 50 rebounds, 50 assists. If come playoff time, we're all going to have in our heads, is he going to be able to maintain? Is he going to be able to still be good, or is you're going to see that dip? I would have liked to see Vando and Adu Thero in this game. I understand, like, we were struggling really bad to score the basketball, but we also couldn't get stops, right? And it's what I've talked about it before, right? Like, it's easy to inject offense. It's really hard to inject defense when you're already so far behind, right? Like, it's why I want to see, I've talked about it. I've talked about it all season, even with Austin Reaves playing as great as he was. If I had my way, Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt would be the starters next to Luka, LeBron, and DeAndre, because again, you can inject offense, right? Like, hey, our offense is a little sluggish, but if you can't stop the other team and your offense is struggling to score the basketball, you see what happens, right? Lakers started to struggle in that second quarter. Boom. All of a sudden, Spurs blow that game wide open. And then now you're playing catch up the whole time. Now it's hard to inject just defense because you need to be able to score the basketball in order to, get back into the game. So Lakers need two-way guys. You got to go get a Herb Jones. And, like I said, you got to get two guys. You got to get Herb Jones or, somebody like that. Herb Jones, Andrew Wiggins, Miles Bridges, whatever. You need to go get a legit two-way guy that can be your clear-cut starter. And then you need that second-tier guy. You need a Keon Ellis, a Sadiq Bey, somebody like that. Somebody that can knock down shots, come off the bench. Because then now you have, let's say, Herb Jones and Keon Ellis, right? Now you have Herb Jones as your starter filling in that role. If you can keep Rui, great. Then now you have Rui to help with the bench scoring. I talked about it earlier, right? Like, just trading for Herb Jones alone could solve a lot of issues beyond just your starting three, right? Not only would you get your clear-cut starting three, get your clear-cut two-way guy, but now you'd also open up a roster spot to where you could bring in somebody like a Nick Smith Jr., and you'd also be able to move Rui to the bench and now have him give you your offense production off the bench. So now you solve some of the bench scoring, ideally, if Rui can stay focused and maintain, and Nick Smith Jr. come in, take over Gabe's minutes, and he can be a bucket for you off the bench. Now you solve that, and then you get your 3-and-D win. And then, to me, you need to go get a Keon Ellis, right? Or somebody like that, somebody in that mold. Now you have that kind of secondary guy off the bench. So now you got a Marcus Smart, a Keon Ellis, a Jake LaRavia, a Rui Hachimura, and a Jackson Hayes. That's much more balanced, bench, versatile. And then on top of that, you have Austin Reaves or Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves, Herb Jones, LeBron James, and a DeAndre. I think you're just a much better balanced team. 7 Day Sports coming out to $5 super chat. Austin isn't him. I'm over it. He can't guard anyone. They must trade Rui, Gabe, Vando, Luka will score, and Lakers will lose. Herb Jones. Look, Austin Reaves again. It's concerning at this point. Like, genuinely concerning, right? Like, we keep getting these games where it's just like you're playing a young athletic team that has the defense and the guard depth to apply the pressure on Austin Reaves, and every time he's struggled. Every time he's just kind of falling apart, and it's not good. Lakers gotta figure that out. Austin Reaves has to figure that out, or again, you have to trade him. He's your best value trade And I'll elaborate more on that here in a moment because I see Cypher's other super chat, which is about that very thing. So, but yeah, I mean, look, I think everybody outside of like Luca, LeBron, Austin Reaves, you can't just trade just to trade. It has to make sense, right? But outside of Luca, LeBron, right, like you have to, um, and Ayton, I keep Ayton, Marcus Smart, right? Like outside of like a handful of guys, I think everyone is available. If you can turn guys into upgrades and stuff like that, you should be actively trying to do that. But again, it's concerning, right? And look, I've defended Austin Reaves a lot this season in particular, but again, like I say all the time, at what point do we have to be honest? And honestly, Austin Reaves is struggling mightily against ball pressure, struggling against athleticism. They targeted him. They went after him. They literally, every time somebody had the basketball, they went, "Where's Austin Reaves?" There he is. That targeted Luke, the targeted him. It's a problem. But to elaborate, Cypher coming to hot $2 super chat. I stand by it still. Austin needs to be traded. The problem with trading Austin Reaves this year is he's so cheap, right? Like, again, I'm not against trading Austin Reaves. Even when Austin Reaves was, putting up MVP numbers, killing it, right? I'm not against trading Austin Reaves, and you could argue Austin Reaves' value is probably never going to be higher than it is right now. The problem is it's really hard to get real value for Reaves because he's so cheap, right? And the Lakers aren't a team that's in a position to, like, where it's like, hey, let's just get a bunch of draft picks, right? Like, right now, Minnesota could call and be like, hey, we'll give you Jaden McDaniels and 5 firsts for Austin Reaves because we value him that high. You literally can't do the trade, right? Like, so it makes it very difficult because, you can't trade Austin Reaves for, a Sadiq Bey and, a couple players, like, a couple role guys, right? Like, you have to either solve some major needs for now and the future, or you have to kind of get that other guy, that other star that can go alongside it. But his contract's so cheap. That's why, like, in the offseason, right? Like, yes, now you can, where do you want to go type thing, work out a sign and trade, and now you can get $40 million in value for him type thing. And it's just, that's something that is just more plausible. The problem is you're trusting and counting on Austin Reaves to be great come playoff time. And that's where the concern lies. So it's a tough spot to be in, right? Like, it's tough. 7 Sports coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. You can't pay him $45 million and he can't guard. Herb and Babe in a quick guard. They don't stand a chance against OKC, Denver, and Houston. Denver, I mean, again, I'm not, believe it or not that worried about Denver. And Houston, like, don't get me wrong, both those teams are more than capable of beating the Lakers, but Houston can't shoot and struggle to score the basketball. Right? Like, they have all the same issues they had last year. They still have this year. Again, Kevin Durant's going to make that better, but like Houston, again, until Houston figures out some of their scoring issues and some of their shooting woes, I just think in the playoffs, I think you're going to get a very similar result to what you saw last year. Denver, they lack the defense, right? So to me, that's going to be kind of a shootout. And I actually like Luka and LeBron in that matchup. Obviously, Jokic is Jokic. I'm not saying Denver could blitz us again, but Luka loves to play Denver, like loves it. Right? OKC is the problem. I really worry about them. I worry about kind of getting these young athletic guys. Like Minnesota, I worry about them. Right? There's a couple teams that I really worry about. Austin Reaves' max is, I think it's like 41, 42 million. I don't really think you can pay him that either, even if he plays the way he has this season. It's tough paying him 45 million, and Luka's going to get his new contract. Like, it's a tough spot for the Lakers to be in, because if you're the Lakers and you want to trade him right now, it's really hard to find the value that makes sense and justifies it, because he is your best trade asset, right? Even if you think Luka or Austin Reaves is the worst player on the team, right? Like, he's still your best trade asset. So you have to maximize that to the best of your ability, and that's where the problem lies. But anyway, let's get into the regular chat until we get some more super chats. King, just wondering, as it stands, do you think OKC team will beat the 73-9 Warriors record? I mean, they're on pace to. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Like they're gonna beat all the bad teams, and there's a lot of bad teams, right? Like there's a lot of teams that like aren't very good that they should run through. Is that something that they actually want, though? Is something else you got to keep in mind? I mean, they just have so much depth and just athleticism and versatility. Like, they're built for the regular season. Right? Obviously, they're built for the playoffs too. They just won an NBA championship. But I'm saying, like, there's a lot of teams that like can win an NBA championship, and they're just talented. They're just like incredibly talented. So you're like, they're going to be a top 3 team in all of basketball or whatever. OKC is like built. Like, if you could design a perfect team for the regular season, OKC is that. Like, they are perfectly built and designed for just the 82 game grind. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think that that's a realistic thing. It wouldn't surprise me at all. AR has the worst defense I've ever seen. Yeah, they targeted him, put him in a spin cycle, kept going after him. Our defense is legit for heats. This team will not contend if our defense continues like this. That's why you got to get 2 guys. You got to get a legit 3-and-D wing out on the perimeter, and then you got to get that secondary guy, that second tier guy. Again, look, I don't hate it, and I actually have a video recorded about it that I was gonna post, but some other news and stuff came up, so I ended up talking about that. But I already have it done. It's on the channel. I wouldn't hate going all in on Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, right? Like stocks about it probably cost you about 3 to 4 firsts. Austin Reaves is probably not going to want to go to the Pelicans, if we're being honest. I don't hate the idea at all of being like, hey, where do you want to go? And just getting the best return possible, and then that at that point, a bunch of picks make sense. So can you get I'll just use it as an example, but like, let's say Sacramento, right? Say he's like, yeah, sure, I'll go to Sacramento. Right? Not saying he would, but let's say he would, right? Like, could you get like a Keon Ellis and then like a bunch of picks, right? Or, whatever, a team like, Brooklyn is. He like, yeah, I'll go to Brooklyn, right? Like, I'm down to go to Brooklyn. Like, could you do something where you get like a Haywood Highsmith and, a bunch of picks, right? And you take that and then you go and trade Rui and whatever else you have to, and you go get Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. Because then at that point, you'd have Luka Doncic, Luka Doncic, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. I think at that point, you're the best team in all of basketball. Trey Murphy is a guy that go get you 25 plus a night. I think he'd be a much better suited third option, catch, shoot 3 guy, and then his ability to be kind of that self creator and stuff like that. I don't hate the idea at all. They're both young enough to kind of fit the timeline, right, that you're on with Luka, right? And like I said, you could turn Austin Reaves into assets plus, another guy for the bench. So like, add bench depth, go get 2, athletic, versatile wings, one that has star potential, and then, in a post LeBron, let's say LeBron leaves in the offseason, no problem. Just move Trey Murphy to the 4. Herb Jones can slot in at the 2 or the 3, and you can go, say you were to get a Keon Ellis, right? Now you can go Luka, Keon Ellis, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and DeAndre Ayton. Still think you're one of the best teams in all of basketball, if not the best team in all of basketball. What's going on, Joseph? Appreciate you. Our defense was atrocious. Absolutely. It's one of those games, again, can't make a basket. Yeah, but they also couldn't defend. They got blitzed. Again, there's a formula to beating the Lakers. There is. And we keep seeing it. Our bench is horrible. Trey Reaves, like I said, it's definitely something that they need to think about. Rich Paul was right after this game. Feels like that for sure. Um, like I said, we just didn't want. We just want to believe it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, after this game, it looks like it. I would have joked with team trade Gabe Vincent. He is horrible. Dalton Connect or trade Dalton. Palinka should be fired. What a stupid GM, freaking dumb team. We are not a contender at all at this team. I mean, sure. Like I don't know. Like again, the draft Dalton was a draft pick that was a no brainer that you had to take. Gabe Vincent, I mean, at the time made a ton of sense. He just hasn't panned out. Like we have needs. Like let's wait and see what he does. Why not play Vandal? Your guess is good as mine. Please trade our bench or bench Rui. Refs were terrible. I didn't really think so. I thought there were a couple bad calls either way, but again, the more aggressive team got the foul calls, right? San Antonio was relentless at the rim pressure. Just kept getting to the paint. Lakers couldn't keep him out of the paint. Played out of his mind, but damn, we need better bench pieces. Yeah, agreed, 1,000%. Let's see. Please, JJ Redick, add any defense and athleticism. Dude, Thero, Vando, Chris Menon, anybody. I don't care yet. You got to get some. You got to get some injection, something. I'm hoping Marcus Smart back. If he can kind of get right, I'm hoping that after this game, JJ goes, hey, let's start him. You know, tough. Rich Paul tells no lies. Rich Paul was right. Rich Paul was right. Young motor legs will always get the Lakers. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's been an issue. We need to figure something with AR and Rui. We need some defense. They play so lazy. Yeah, I mean, again, that's the problem. The thing is, though, like, you can't, nor are you going to bench AR as much as I would want to and many others would. Just again, he's playing too good. He's in a contract year. His agent's not going to want that, right? Like, so you kind of end this bind where you're going to have to start Luka, Austin Reaves, LeBron, and Ayton. So you have to get somebody that can slot in at that three, bring Rui off the bench, and then hopefully have better balance, right? Especially if you get like two-way guys. Reaves looks like he settled so much this game. Wasn't aggressive at all. Again, you got to credit the Spurs for that. You know, they applied the pressure. They gave him the business. And like I said, the thing is, we keep seeing this with him, right? Like he ends up getting that physical matchup, and it's just you just keep seeing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Tyler, the Lakers deserved to lose. I've never seen more undisciplined fouls from a team of mine. Oh, 1,000%. Lakers got beat at their own game. They really did. So glad we didn't play Vando. He would have totally ruined our offensive flow. Shake my hand. Yeah. What's going on, Jason? Don't worry. Boston isn't going anywhere this year either. Call me crazy, but I feel like we threw this game on purpose to avoid OKC through the game. I mean, I don't think so, personally. I mean, that'd be worse than getting beat by OKC. And not just that, but like if you're the Lakers, and I talked about this, like I really wanted OKC because if you're the Lakers, you want to get as many looks from OKC as possible. Right? Like even if you get blown out again and just absolutely blitz, you want to start to really build out and carve out the game plan and start to see the things that you need to see and the matchups. And, especially somebody like LeBron, right? Like, his ability to kind of analyze and break down teams. And, LeBron gets to play them 3, 4, 5 times. By the time you get to the playoffs, you have a much better idea and game plan on how to slow them down. Defense. Yep. Back to what Rich Paul said, they are not contender. Yeah. 7 Day Sports is going on. As stands, Lakers, this is why we need defense and a better bench. Yeah. Like I said, I don't hate the idea, and I've talked about this for a while. I don't hate the idea of going, like, can you get a Malik Monk in the Keon Ellis trade, like kind of frame it to where it's like, hey, we'll take Monk in his contract in order to, you know, bring in Keon Ellis. Clear need for this team, man. Yeah, 1,000%. This team desperately, desperately needs that trade. What an absolute embarrassment. Rich Paul was right. We're not contenders if we're losing to the Spurs without Wemby, who was first round, or play in exit. Is so embarrassing. Just saw. I mean, look, I would give the Spurs more credit than that. Like Spurs have been they've been good this year, man. They've beaten a lot of them. I mean, they smacked Denver in Denver. Right? Like, I mean, they have some very notable wins on the road, at home. Right? They beat Houston. Right? Like they've beaten. I mean, we're gonna see how they match up against OKC, but they've been really good this year. But yeah, I mean, this is a game that they should have won. Let's see. Tyler, Jake LaRavia is not good, and Rich Paul was right. I mean, Rich Paul, after this game, Rich Paul was right. I mean, I still know what makes you think LaRavia isn't good. Again, he played 8 minutes. Tyler, I'm not mad because the construction of our team breeds L's like this. It's literally just comes down to speed and athleticism. Reaves, Luka, LeBron, too slow to keep up against any type of athleticism. Yeah, you gotta find it. You gotta figure it out. Let's see. Lakers defense, very stinky today. I blame Coach Reddick for Lakers losing 3 out of their last 6 games. Lakers not ready for the start of the second half. This was a playoff type of game, and Lakers a no-show. Again, players play the games, right? Like, look, JJ's been a fantastic coach. He's done some great things, but like, is it his fault? Like, sure, there's things like Jared Vanderbilt, like, like where's he at? It'd be nice to play him, but like, is it his fault that the Lakers couldn't buy a bucket to save their life? I mean, he called 2 timeouts and made like several subs just to try to get somebody going, and nobody could. Right? Like, again, there's a lot. Like, at the end of the day, players have to play the games, right? Like, is it his fault? Austin Reaves just was a no-show today. Like, he did the right thing. Marcus Smart was lights out. He played Marcus Smart the whole time, right? Like, again, players have to have a level of accountability. Players have to, have a level. Again, people always want to find that singular person, right? I mean, I even defended Darvin Ham at times, right? Because, again, it's just people want to find that it's his fault, right? Like, and it's not, right? Like, yes, is JJ probably a part of it? Certain game plans, whatever. Or, like I said, not playing Jared Vanderbilt or injecting that athleticism. We clearly need it. Like, there are things that, yeah, sure, you could point to and be like, hey, JJ needs to be better in this area. Sure. Absolutely. But, I can't, again, the players play the games. I don't care how good of a coach you are. Again, Greg Popovich is looked at as one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach ever. And he missed the playoffs 7 straight years. Is he just like a terrible coach? Or did he just not have the talent, not have the players, right? Like, again, Lakers have clear needs. There's nothing JJ can do about solving the lack of athleticism, right? Even if you play Jared Vanderbilt and do Thero for 40 minutes a game, right? Like, again, you only have the roster and the talent, and the players, and all the stuff that you have. Love Reddick, but he cries over the most obvious calls. He made a terrible challenge today. Yeah, I mean, that challenge, I didn't like that challenge either. I mean, him bitching at the refs. Like, I mean, all coaches do that. All coaches think their guy didn't make a call. I don't mind the crying and yelling at the refs. That, I mean, kind of is part of the coaching thing. But that challenge call was terrible. Reaves played like dog water. You're not wrong. This is playoff form. Whistles will be swallowed in the off. AR will struggle. Luka will talk to the refs. Bench will not produce blowouts, sweeps. Again, hard to argue that when you're watching what we're seeing from the Lakers. Tyler, it's simple to me. Lakers desperately need 2 of Herb Jones, Keon, and Wiggins if they want to be a serious team. It's literally a must. Yeah, Lakers got to figure out how to get at least 2 kind of higher end things. Tyler, I wish he was the NBA coach for the Lakers. We need trades badly. This team is bad. Yeah, look, we do. Like I said, people ask all the time, like, why do you keep talking about trades? Why do you talk about so much trades? Because the Lakers need them. right? Like the Lakers were OKC, I probably wouldn't be talking about trades, but they're not OKC, right? So again, like we need the Lakers to pull some stuff off. Shaking my head, I feel it. Spurs will lose by 40 to the Thunder, anyways, but it's annoying. Spurs are not that good of a team, and everyone will see come April. You guys have losing garbage teams, man. Again, I don't look. Spurs just keep winning. Like, and I know some people be like, you have a Spurs fan. Like, it has nothing to do with that, right? Like, it's literally like they keep winning, right? They're now 9-3 without Wemby. They have some very notable wins, right? They've beaten basically all the top teams. Like, it's just like they're good. Like, I don't think that they win an NBA championship this year, if I'm being honest, right? Like, they're a very good basketball team. They really are. Lakers are frauds. What's going on, Daniel? Lakers are frauds. We know Smart isn't shooting like this consistent. I mean, no one really is. I mean, the dude shot like 90% from 3-point range. Steph Curry isn't shooting that good from 3-point range every game. He's 8 of 14 from 3. That's crazy. But again, can he just be 37% from 3? Their numbers are extremely deceiving. Reaves had a bad game on both sides. Literally just tired out there, and it's not his fault. He needs to let go of his pride and rest the game. But look. I even said I think Austin Reaves needs a break. I think he needs to have a game or two off. But we've seen this a handful of times this season, and that's not counting the playoffs, right? Like Reaves, again, I'm all for trying to defend my players and defend the team and stuff like that. I do it as much as I can, but again, when you start to see a trend, you have to be honest, right? Like the guy just keeps struggling against these athletic teams. Time to trade Reaves, man. He is on playoff mode right now. Include Vincent and an unhealthy Kleba. Yes. Nick Smith Jr. in street clothes and not playing Adu. Thero is absolutely criminal. 2 guys that have been contributing. Instead, he played Vincent and Laravia. It's embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, luckily they didn't play a ton. But I would rather play Adu Thero over Gabe Vincent. Right, like that 15 minutes you could have played Gabe Vincent. But look, I've talked about this before. Right, like, if the Lakers are really trying to trade Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleba and all these guys, you have to play them, right? And I know it's frustrating as fans because it's like, dude, like, why aren't we playing Thero? Why aren't we playing Nick Smith Jr.? Sit these guys. These guys are trash. Like, but we can't do that and then go like, oh, we need to trade these guys for Herb Jones, right? Like, it doesn't work that way, right? Like, because as soon as we abandon them, guess what teams are going to do? Go, you don't even like them. You don't even like Gabe Vincent. Yes, he's not going to have like an insane trade value or anything like that. But you want to be able to have that argument. Like, hey, he's a rotation guy for us, right? He plays for us. He's had some nice games. He had an 18-point game. He's done all this stuff, right? He's a veteran guy that has experience and been in the playoffs, and he elevates in the playoffs and all this stuff. You want to be able to have that argument. Whether the Lakers actually believe it or not, that's one thing. But as soon as he falls out of the rotation, he becomes nothing more than salary filler. That's it. And you can argue that that's all he is right now, but you might find that team that needs that veteran presence or needs a guard, or a team like Houston's like, dude, Gabe Vincent would be great off the bench for us in rotation. Just give us a steady vet that can initiate and bring the ball up the court, right? Because we really need a point guard type thing, right? Like, but as soon as you stop playing these guys, as frustrating as it is, and again, it's frustrating. But as soon as you stop playing those guys, you lose any whatever little leverage you have. Because it's like, why would I trade for this guy? You want me to give you Herb Jones for Gabe Vincent, who you don't even play? Right? Like, you're crazy, right? Like, so that's the problem. Give AR max contract right now. We need to trade for some athleticism and better perimeter defense. Yes. You need some two-way guys. Yes, you're not wrong. Just pathetic. Beautifully put. Really. Lakers need a better starting 2 and 3. and JJ needs to run actual offense. JJ doesn't use his young talent. Yeah, like I said, I'd like to see the young guys get more burn out there. Talk about Reaves too. I just did. That's literally all I've talked about this stream. Um, every team that plays the Lakers just play run game after missed shots, easy open threes. Yeah, again, there's a formula to beating the Lakers, and you're seeing it time and time again. Lakers really need athleticism. Trade Rui for a legit two-way guy. Admitted Tyler JJ is also an issue here. If only he put Rui off the bench and put defensive players over Rui on the starting unit. You just said the same thing twice. One, right? Like, could you start Jared Vanderbilt over Rui Hachimura? Sure, right? But again, Jared Vanderbilt's completely fallen out of the rotation. He has a big turnover problem. Like, there's a lot going on with Jared Vanderbilt. One, his defensive metrics have not been good this year. He's been crazy turnover prone. Like, he's complete liability offensively. I still like Jared Vanderbilt, and I would still start him. But from a coaching perspective, I get why JJ's kind of like, I don't think I can play him very much. You could argue maybe a Duthero, but he's inexperienced, and you want to kind of get him reps and build him up into it. Marcus Smart has been hurt the last, basically since LeBron came back, right? Like, him and LeBron were out together, right? So, again, it's like, who are you starting? Right? Jake LaRavia is young and inconsistent, so it's like, you're going to go with him. It's easy to go like they need to start, but it's like, who? Marcus Smart is the one guy all of us like unanimously agree with, right? Even outside of this like monster game, right? Like, all of us from the offseason, we're like, hey, we should start Marcus Smart, right? But when Marcus Smart isn't healthy, it's kind of hard to go like, hey, like, who should we start over Rui? Like, because it's like Rui at least gives you that like, again, I would, but I'm saying from a coaching perspective, I get it. It's like Jared Vanderbilt has been more of a liability than he has been helpful for us. His defensive impact isn't what it was even in the preseason. And again, the numbers and stats, all that stuff back it up. The eye test even kind of backs it up. Like, he's like a step behind in a lot of these things. Doesn't give you anything offensively, and he turns the ball over a lot, right? Like, he's like heavily turnover prone. So it's like, are you starting him? And then it's like, okay, Jake LaRavia, like I mentioned, is inexperienced and young. And like, it's like, who do we start over Rui? If you're a coach, it's like, who do we have on our team that makes more sense right now? Again, we might all have our opinions and our thoughts, but from a coaching perspective, it's like, we don't have anybody better than Rui. Our team's 3-point percentage is deceiving. It's literally all comes down. Game was out of reach. Streaming back loaded. Smart wasted the shooting game. Low key wish he did it earlier. So shout out to Marcus Smart though. Yeah. I'm hoping it just kind of builds his confidence shooting the ball. I'm not expecting him to shoot 57% and knock down 8 threes a game. But can this kind of help him get into a rhythm a little bit? Let's see. If JJ doesn't see our starters need to change now after this terrible out, then I have no idea what's it going to take. Yeah, I mean, you got to start Marcus Smart at this point. You really do. Yeah, I know, seriously. I haven't seen him at all this season. Why not play Vando to slow them down just a little bit? Why not play LaRavia more? Why not play bigger and put LeBron at the 2 or 3 for a few minutes? Lakers had a hard time rebounding against teams. I mean, LeBron, I don't think you put LeBron at 2 or 3 at this stage of his career. I mean, he's having a hard time chasing around out on the perimeter as your 4. Imagine him on the strong side of the action, having to chase around, fight over screens and all that stuff. It's one, it's too risky to put LeBron in that spot. 2, even for a couple minutes. And 2, it's just, I just don't think LeBron can do it at this stage of his career. LaRavia, you could have played more. But again, Marcus Smart was great. I mean, the only one that you could argue shouldn't have played as much because he had such a bad game was Austin Reaves. And Marcus Smart played damn near 30 minutes. So again, it's like, could you have played a Duthero? Like, could you cut Reaves minutes a little bit? Sure, but like, again, this game was already out of reach by the time you realized Austin Reaves was terrible. Told you Reaves isn't good. I mean, I wouldn't say he isn't good, right? Like he's a good basketball player, but is he the super duper MVP? No, right? He's a good basketball player. Like, game had it all horrible Laker players, other teams players firing it off from three while missing their stars. The fake comeback at the end, refs just horrible. Yeah, you got the typical Laker game. Let's see. We would have gotten embarrassed by OKC. You're not wrong. Let's see. Suns, Spurs. How many more examples? Atlanta. Getting Atlanta. Last year's Wolves run just run after 3 missed fouls, bait foul. Yeah, again, there's a very easy formula to beat the Lakers, and teams know it. Spurs now get annihilated by the Thunder, at least. Yeah, very likely. Again, AR is a no-show in a big game. That counts. Trade his ass out of here. Not going to win with him being our starter. It's becoming a problem. Everyone has the blueprint on how to beat the Lakers now. It's not that hard to do. Yeah, 1,000%. With this offense style, Rui is just a spot up nowadays. I mean, he really is. It's what he's boiled down to, which is why you need the defense, because he doesn't have the defense. So Lakers will play December 18th, long break for them. No, I believe that they'll pencil in a couple games. I think they get like a couple days off, but there should, like tomorrow we should get the games that the Lakers play. Let's see. Sorry, I lost my spot. Darn it. We got to stop giving excuses to poor performance AR. He's not a good starter against great defense of a lot of players, and it looks like a bench player. Yeah, again, I didn't give him excuse. I said, it's becoming a trend. Trade Rui, pay Reaves, and move him. Move Vando, move Gabe. Like I said, I think pretty much everybody is tradable. Ready to trade AR to the Bucks? Look, I'm telling you, I've been talking about it. Like I said, Lakers gotta figure something out. They really do. Again, we're seeing this trend with AR. It sucks. And like I said, I don't think he's a trash player. Again, I don't want to overreact, but there is a clear trend, right, with him. There is a clear issue that is there, that has been there, and it hasn't been fixed. And the issue also just so happens to be the one thing that the playoffs brings, right? But appreciate you, Drip Show. Yeah, I would trade Reaves now. AR shouldn't see 40 million. That's overpaying him, because we've seen this AR before, and it was in the playoffs. He's the same person. Yeah, again, it's hard to argue that. AR needs to be traded, and LeBron needs to retire, as indicated by Rich Paul. Maybe after the season. Get Giannis. I'd be all over it. Reaves for Giannis ASAP. Let's see. People don't get that Reaves will not be good when it matters the most. Again, hard to argue. Why don't they play Vanderbilt for defense? Because again, like I said, he hasn't been playing defense to the level. He's been heavily turnover prone. Right? Like, he just, again, if you look at his defensive metrics, they're not very good. Like, I mean, they're good. They're better than like most of the guys on the team, right? But they're not good by Jared Vanderbilt standards. And you look at the on-off numbers and all that stuff. It's just, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard. Like, I would play Vando because we need it. We just need his athleticism. We just need his defense. We need his rebounding. We need a lot of those things. His hustle, his grit. But I'm hoping it's something, like I said, they're playing guys so that way they can pull off a trade. December 15th can't come sooner. Seriously. Like, December 15th needs to hurry up. Cosmo, coming out $2 super chat. Rui just doesn't work as a start at 3. Start Marcus Smart. Yeah, after this game especially. I don't know how you watch this and don't start Marcus Smart. Again, Rui is great if we didn't have LeBron and we had, instead of Austin Reaves, like Keon Ellis and then a Herb Jones, right? Like, then yeah, there's some arguments to be made for Rui as your starting four, stuff like that. But like with this starting unit, with Austin Reaves, with Luka Doncic, again, it's been an issue for years, right? Teams know, like, I can win a foot race against Luka, Austin Reaves, and LeBron and Rui, right? Before that, it was D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reaves, and Rui. Like, teams know, like, I just jack up shots, and I just got to win the 50-50 balls. I can win a foot race against Rui. Rui's not going to be able to stay in front of me. Austin Reaves isn't going to be able to stay in front of me. Luka isn't going to be able to stay in front of me. And we're just going to run and attack teams and apply the rim pressure and get out in transition on stuff because they're too slow. I like Rui. Rui needs to come off the bench. He needs to be a six man. Let him go give you 13 or whatever off the bench to help some of the bench scoring, all of that. I'm right there with you, Coswood. But appreciate you coming out. $2 super chat. Thank you. Luka is the better defensive player than Reaves. He actually is. Lakers need athleticism at 3. Yes. Same as the Minnesota series from Reaves. Yes, without a doubt. Reaves has averaged 14.5 over the last 3 games against stout young defenders. It's telling. Turns him into a spot up 3-point shooter that assists the ball. Yeah, exactly. Again, at some point, you got to recognize the trend and just go, it's the reality. Let's see. Lakers better with AD last year, even though Luka is a better player. Lakers might have not even made the play-in if it wasn't for the Luka trade. Remember, Anthony Davis was hurt a lot, and Luka was huge for that. Also, again, I mean, Lakers have been a play-in. I've been a play-in team every year for the last handful of years, right? Like, so I don't know if you could argue that. AR is good regular season option, but want to win rings. You don't want $40 million on a guy that's second option yet. LeBron is trying to reestablish himself as a second option. I don't think LeBron has had a choice, right? Like, it's not like Austin Reaves has been killing it and LeBron's just trying to overshadow him. Like, Austin Reaves has not been good. He just hasn't. It was dumb of JG to put Austin back in the game to end the half when the Lakers were gaining ground. Yeah. Again, it's hard, though. Like, Austin's been so good this season, right? Like, I know it's easy to go Austin Reaves just doesn't have it tonight. Don't play him. But it's really hard to do when he's your third best player. And we've seen him at the Celtics game. Started off terrible. I mean, was really struggling. And then just flipped it on, right? And figured it out and was able, you're hoping that he kind of figures it out. I don't really blame him for, going with the guy that is averaging 28 points a game, right? It's kind of hard to be well, yeah, I'm just not going to play him this game, right? It's tough. I just wanted Herb Jones. I didn't know much about him previously, but my lord, he would be a godsend for this team. It has to be Herb plus Keon or Wiggins or all three. If they do nothing, it's a bust. Yeah, you got to go get that. Herb Jones. Herb Jones might be the best option for what the Lakers need at that 3-and-D role. That's my concern come playoff time. Fast point guards and shooting guards are going to destroy and Marcus Smart had 28 points. Yeah. Reaves just isn't that guy in the playoffs atmosphere. We have to accept reality. Agreed. I was never moved by these regular season 40-point games from Reaves, and I said it in real time. I'm not saying Reaves is D'Lo, but he is more similar to him than people realize as far as playoff performances and stuff. LeBron can't be looking like the youngest player on the Lakers or playing like the youngest player. Lakers need to play young players at times, even if you play Bronny a few minutes. Again, I've made entire videos breaking it down, unleash the young bucks, right? Let the young guys get some run. Lakers shouldn't be struggling to score against the Spurs, especially while Wemby is out. Especially at the rim, right? Like you don't have that resistance. Now, to be fair, Luke Cornett every year is like top. I responded to this in a comment from somebody because somebody said something about like oh like Lakers should be able to like dominate inside, but like Luke Cornett is like top 5 in like rim protection like every year. Like so he's good at protecting the paint and protecting the rim. But this is a game that the Lakers should have like they this should have been easy pickings. Um Tyler Reaves, Rui, Braun, Luca are an insane slow team to put out. Man, it's a defense abomination wrapped under a veil of elite offense. Yeah, again, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let's see. Boston, great defenders. Philly, young, fast, great defenders. Now rookies and second-year guys, fast, quick, hard defenders. Just bother Reaves. Yeah, again, there's a formula to slowing down Reaves. You just get into his jersey, you bother him, you apply pressure, you get physical with him. That whistle doesn't get blown. Guess what? Austin Reaves is having his struggles. Why do all NBA teams play and shoot extremely well on the Lakers' home court? Even bad shooting players seem to look like Steph Curry. Again, when you don't have resistance, right? Again, these are NBA players. Like even the worst NBA 3-point shooters can knock down threes wide open, right? Like unless you're on the Lakers. Lakers need to use the draft picks for defensive player. Problem is, Lakers don't really have a ton of draft picks, but 23rd ranked on allowed threes. Yeah. Let's see. AR and Norman Powell, same player, but Austin handles the ball better. Austin, I think is a better overall player, but like yeah, in that like tier, yes. He loses guy constantly. Yeah, he gets in his own little world sometimes, which is frustrating. I wasn't happy with the job that the refs did, but it doesn't excuse the Lakers for not having the right defense and athletic pieces they need on this roster. Yeah, again, like there was definitely some bad calls, there's definitely some frustrations, but like Lakers didn't lose this because of the refs. Like Lakers just again they got dominated in every way, right? Every facet. Spurs just kept punishing them over and over and over again. They couldn't stay in front of guys. They couldn't get stops. And like it's just it's frustrating, right? Lakers need to pull some stuff off. They need to make some trades. It's that simple. Let's see. Herb Jones stays hurt. Not really. I mean, last year he got hurt, but like literally everyone on the Pelicans got hurt. Like everybody. Like that entire team played like 30 games. But like the previous games or the previous season, he played like 70 something games a season. Let me pull up exactly because I know he had because I talked about this in a video. Um, let me see. So he's played his first 3 years. He played 78 games, 66 games, 76 games. Right. Then last year he played 20 games. And like I said, he got hurt, but like everybody got hurt on the Pelicans last year. Last year was like, DeJounte Murray tore his Achilles. Trey Murphy even got hurt. Missed the stretch. Zion played like 30 games or whatever it was. It was a bad year for injuries for that team. And then this year he's played 17 of how many games have they played? 20, probably 22, somewhere in that range. So he's missed a couple games. So I don't like I don't again outside of 1 year, Herb Jones hasn't really been. He doesn't have a history, right? Guys are gonna miss games. Like I'm not worried. Like if he plays 75 games a season, like I'm not worried about him missing 7. Yeah, guys are gonna miss games. Luca, Keon, Herb, LeBron, Aiton, Reaves off the bench, Chip. I personally would do it. I just don't see the Lakers bringing Reaves off the bench. Personally, Lakers might get burned out and injuries might start to occur if you keep pushing these players like this. Spurs went 10-11 deep, had 8 players in double figure scoring. Yeah. I mean, gotta find better balance. I stopped watching during the second half. Shots weren't falling, and Luka kept getting texts for being a baby. I mean, that technical, I didn't play. He literally got like smacked in the face, like forearm to the face. Blinker needs to get on the phone and get a trade or two done, or else we need to clean house and get some new blood this summer. Well, December 15th is right around the corner, so hopefully they can get that early trade because a bunch of players will be available December 15th, and then you get the January 15th. So what? Attach contracts with some Reaves. Again, it depends on what those contracts are, right? Like if it's a $40 million guy, right, or a $30 million guy, right? You got to keep in mind, you still got to fill out a roster. You still need to fill in. You still need to get value back, right? Like Lakers are going to need other moves, right? Like let's say you turn Austin Reaves into Herb Jones, like that's great, but like you still need other pieces at that point. Now you just like replaced Austin Reaves' production. Right? Like, so again, if you're trading Rui, like Rui is your second best valuable trade asset. So you're trading both of those guys. Again, now you're not getting equal value for Austin Reaves. Now you're not getting the value for Austin Reaves. Right? Like, I wish it worked like that. It doesn't. Right? Like, because now again, like, if you go trade for, and you got to keep in mind a lot of these teams are hard kept at the apron, stuff like that. Again, Jaden McDaniels, right? Like you can't stack Austin Reaves, Austin Reaves, Maxi Kleba and Gabe Vincent, right? Because Timberwolves aren't in the position. They can't take on those contracts, right? A lot of these teams are, So again, that means now you're trading them to like a salary cap team, which they probably don't have players that make a ton of sense for you, right? Like, and he's probably not going to want to go there. And so if he doesn't want to go there, guess what? That team isn't going to trade for him. Or if they do, they're not going to give you value. It's not as simple. I wish it was, but it doesn't work that way, right? Like a team isn't going to give up anything of value if Austin Reaves goes like, I don't want to go play. Like I don't want to go play with I don't want to be in New Orleans, right? Like that's not where I want to be, right? Like that's it. New Orleans isn't going to trade anything for him because they're going to be like, okay, we're going to trade all this stuff to get Austin Reaves. He's just going to leave us in the offseason, right? Like Lakers are handcuffed. It's not. I wish it was that simple. It's not that simple. Let's see. I've noticed Lakers walked around a lot on defense, take breaks on defense to catch the breath. Yeah. Again, when you don't have the athleticism and the speed to keep up, you get tired quickly. Austin Reaves struggled the last couple games. I think he wants to lower his trade value. I mean, I don't know about that because all he'd be doing is hurting his contract value. Right? Like, again, you got to find a team that has value, right? Like most of these teams that Austin Reaves would want to go to are either have a full roster, which means somebody has to get waived, which means they might not have the money to waive that guy. Right? Like again, like Lakers, like for example, like Lakers, if they wanted to take on it, like they can't, right? Like a lot of these teams can't, right? Like, unfortunately, those aprons make things very difficult. In spot track trade machine, Austin Reaves, Jared Vanderbilt, Dalton Connect, and Maxey for Herb Jones and Trey Murphy works. This would allow the Lakers to get 2 quality. Look, like I said, I would do that all day. Problem is Austin Reaves okay with going to New Orleans? If he's not, then you got to trade Austin Reaves elsewhere, get some assets to then pull off that trade. So again, Lakers might have to get creative if they're going to do that. But I'm going to do a couple more questions and then I'm going to skate on out of here. We're going over an hour. OKC is having a, they're ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. It's just, again, they don't have the athleticism, they don't have the speed, they don't have the foot speed and stuff. Right. Denver and Houston are easily better than the Lakers. You're delusional. Okay, sure. Houston is really good. Again, I didn't say that they weren't good. People act like I said that they're a bunch of scrubs. I just said I'm not like I don't put them in the OKC bracket. Let's see. Houston's number 1 in rebounds. They would lit us up from 3 with second chance attempts. Still got to make threes. They were dominating the Warriors in that manner and still weren't able to do it. Why isn't Rui getting more shots? Because again, he's kind of an afterthought, right? Like we're heavy ISO with Luca and LeBron and Austin Reaves and um, Giannis might cost us some depth. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I think we can do better. Problem is, like, what depth, right? Like, Lakers have the worst scoring bench in all of basketball, right? Like, what are you giving up? Right? Like, you're giving up, let's say, you're going to give up Austin Reaves, Rui Hachimura. I'd take Giannis over both of those guys combined, right? And then salary filler, you're probably throwing Dalton Connect. He's not even in the rotation. Probably going to have to give up a Do Thero, right? Unless you trade for him in the offseason. If you trade for him in the offseason, then you wouldn't have a depth issue because you could round out the rest of your roster. But like if you were to trade for him right now, like again, like who are you giving up that you're like, oh man, like that would suck to lose him, right? Like I wouldn't really hate it. The problem is I think it's hard to trade for him right now because it's like, what do you do? Where do you slot LeBron? Um, let's see. Let's see. If Austin ain't shooting 10 plus free throws, he's not scoring 20 plus. Yeah. I mean, very reliant on the free throws, getting the foul line. Lakers got to choose between Rui and Reaves because at minimum one has to go. Oh, and get Gabe and Maxi out of LA. Forgot, yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm not against trading both if you can get the right thing. Treated Reaves like the girl that everyone at the parties, everyone gets to, yeah. Did like I said, they just scouted him over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Let's see. JJ loved ball movement. Now he runs dribbles for 20 seconds offense. I mean, you have one of the highest usage guys in all of basketball, right? Like you have one of the highest usage guys ever, right? Like, what are you gonna do? You take the ball out of Luka's hands, you can start like again. It's what you get when you have Luka. You're not gonna have as much ball movement as you would if you had a bunch of like role guys, right? Like, let's see. Houston are fourth in league in offense. It's not really a problem for them. It's turnovers, 3-point volume. Again, they were good offense. They like stat wise, they were good offensively, but everyone knew their struggles. And then when they got to the playoffs, when teams pack the paint more and they know how to defend them and they close out threes, they needed to hit shots and they couldn't. Right? Like they still have that same issue, which is like the issues they had last year that got them eliminated are still very much there. I want to see the ball move. I do not want to see so much ice. So again, it's tough when you have, a guy like when you have like Luca, LeBron, Austin Reaves. You got three guys that are best in isolation. Tyler, please be the coach for the Lakers. I believe you'd fix them. Believe me, I would. But there's a lot that goes in. Guys, remember when Tyler said Lakers are contenders based on the power rankings? Again, Lakers still are one of the best teams in all of basketball, right? Like, people only name like three teams just because they're not like OKC's level and they lose the games doesn't mean they're like do you not believe that they're one of the five best teams in all of basketball? Do you think where do you rank them? Right? 6, 7, 8? Like where do you rank? Like I still think if they played the Spurs in a 7-game series, I think they beat San Antonio in a 7-game series. Right? Like just because they lost to San Antonio, right? Like, yeah. Are Lakers a contender? Yes, they're one of the 5 top teams in all of basketball. They're not going to have to play every contender. Right? So again, there's maybe 4 teams better than them, right? OKC, if you want to say Houston, Denver, right? Who else? Who else is like that you look at and go like that team is way better? Again, Lakers have issues, Lakers have flaws, don't get me wrong, but playoffs and regular season are very different things. They're almost different sports, right? Let's see. Correct, which is why I said you trade Austin Reaves to get the assets in order to make the trade. That's why I said you don't trade Reaves to Pelicans, you trade Reaves to that other team. Or if Reaves is okay going there, well then you wouldn't have to give up 3 first because you'd have Austin Reaves in his value. All right. One more question. I'm gonna get on out here. Aiden was nowhere to be found in the second half. Again, it's up to our ball handlers. You got to get on the basketball, right? Aiden setting screens and rolling and doing all that stuff, and not feeding on the basketball. Like, again, what is he supposed to do? He can't brain it up and initiate himself. Reaves stock is dropping. Let's see. Way too ISO heavy, Luca. Way too heavy. Where's the damn ball movement? If JJ ain't coaching defense, at least run on offense. Again, it's hard when you don't have athleticism and shooting and ball movement's great, but when guys can't hit an open shot, it's kind of. I miss Vando. It's a good place to leave it because I do too. But anyway, I'm just getting on out of here. Got a couple of videos I need to talk about. I'm going to need to do a Reaves video and a couple other things. But I appreciate everyone for hanging out with me. It's frustrating. This loss is very frustrating. But, hey, you know what? We got to bounce back. How do you respond to a win? We got to stop trading games, though. That's the problem. We got to stop trading these win one, lose one, win one, lose one. We got to get back to some type of win streak. But hopefully Lakers bounce back. We'll see kind of what the schedule is and how everything is working out here soon. But anyway, again, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. So continue having those conversations, continue away. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.